if you're paying attention to the events and the characters and the actions of the story, it's also hard to see how you could walk away with it with anything like the idea that they have a hedonic view of self-interest or happiness. I mean, Dagny Taggart, who's the president of a railroad, quits her job when she's ordered by the government to be a slave master over her employees. Reardon, who's the steel magnate, he's given the opportunity to have a great deal of government money if only he sells them his excellent new invention, this metal, and he refuses to sell it because he doesn't know what they're going to do with it. The hero of the novel, who I don't want to say too much about because maybe some in our audience haven't read this story, but he is at one point given the opportunity to have an enormous amount of power over the entire country, and he refuses it. And of course, none of these characters really want to do these things, but that's because they know that their good, their happiness, their self-interest doesn't consist in just whatever they want to do or whatever anyone could want to do. What they want to do is to create purpose with their lives by engaging in rational, productive action, and that is just the opposite of hedonism. Onkar, do you have further thoughts on Peterson's remarks on this issue?
Yes, you said your jaw dropped on the floor when you saw this clip, and this is he says he's read the book more than once in his characterization of the heroes in Atlas. I had the same initial reaction for the same reason, that if you've read the book, the idea that the heroes do whatever the hell they want, whenever the hell they want to, that's a way of characterizing. They just follow their whim, whatever desire strikes them. And these are characters who have the longest range vision for their life and career that you can imagine. And then they're trying to build it. Like Dagny Taggart has a vision. She wants to run a railroad. Women don't run railroads, but she doesn't care about that. She's going to persevere in this vision. And you see across years of what she does to create the railroad into something great. And the idea that's like somebody following whims and doing whatever the hell strikes them whenever it strikes them. It's just crazy to think that that's what it is. For Hank Reardon, he spends 10 years creating a metal superior to steel. And you get some description of the dedication to that endeavor. And again, the idea that you do that by following whims is crazy. But on the other hand, so then after the initial reaction, I thought, yeah, but this fits my view of Jordan Peterson. So I know many fans of Jordan Peterson think he's a genius level intellect. I've heard some people say, when people criticize, like, he doesn't understand this and he's wrong about this, that, oh, but he's playing 3D chess, he's seeing things you can't fathom and so on. Here, you can check. I encourage any of his fans to go read Atlas Shrugged. And he reads it, he gets some value out of it. Go read it. And then when you finished it, think, could you possibly characterize the heroes as their hedonists who follow their whims, and whatever whim strikes them, that's what they do. The villains in the story, you might characterize some of them like that, but you can't characterize the heroes like that. And that's just, he doesn't understand the novel. And the reason he doesn't understand it is, at a philosophical level, Jordan Peterson is very conventional. He's not radical. He doesn't have new insights. His interpretation of selfishness is the standard interpretation. What selfishness means is you're a hedonist who does whatever strikes them. You function on whim. What it does to other people, you don't care. What it does to your long-range career, you don't care. That's the conventional conception of selfishness. That's what he's operating with. And he's seen the novel through that lens, rather than understanding, yeah, but Ayn Rand's challenging that. The novel, in part, is saying, no, you need a radically new conception of self-interest. It's not this hedonistic version and caricature that the people and intellectuals make of it. And he can't see that. And if you just have the conventional characterization, you'll get, yeah, Dagny and Hank are selfish, and that must mean that they do whatever the hell they want, whenever the hell they want it, even though they so obviously don't do that in the story. And that's just a conventional mindset coming to Atlas Shrugged.